You watched Hard Knocks?
No, I have not seen it yet.
David, did you hear that you were featured pretty prominently in the second episode?
I heard that my babies were featured a lot, so I know they're gonna be happy to see their stuff on TV.
James, how important do you think these final four games are for you is towards your future, right? Whether it's coming back here or going somewhere else, trying to, establish yourself at the start. These four games feel important to you?
Every game that I get an opportunity to go out there and play is important to me. And this game is the most important because it's the next game. And obviously, I want to put on a great performance, just for my career, for this team, and truly be the best I possibly can.
David Njoku might not be able to play in this game, suffered a hamstring injury in Pittsburgh. If David can't play, what does that sort of do to the game plan and your ability to hit a big target?
Well, if he can't play, we're definitely gonna miss him because he's been dominant in his performances. But man, I believe in Jordan Atkins. Just the connection that we have developed since I first got here. He was the main tight end that I was throwing to, and with Blake Whiteheart, him continuing to trend up. I think Tommy Rees is doing an excellent job in that tight end room, so I know they're going to be prepared and ready to go.
What is it about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs where they're able to have sustained success?
I think winning is contagious as well, and when you have a winning culture, you have a great head coach, you got great teammates, great people in the building. I believe it just breeds success.
James, we got to see a little bit last night. The relationship you seem to have formed with Kevin, saw him a couple of times, talking about having fun and, and things like that. Could you just touch on that relationship and how it's grown since you've gotten here?
Well, I'm just grateful for how poised he is and the way that he's able to lead in kind of in a silent way, but very intentional way is very impressive to me. And I just thank you for his leadership and what he means to this team.
When you got here, James, what kind of expectations did you have of what kind of city Cleveland was like and with the fans?
Well, I tried to come here with no expectations. I think the biggest thing that people warned me about was the weather. But I believe, being from Birmingham, I knew that, in terms of having family, I got family up here in Cleveland and Detroit. So I kind of knew what Cleveland was kind of like, especially most people from the South end up moving to the Cleveland area and the Detroit area. So in terms of the people, I'm a people person, so I'm more interested in finding out who people truly are than going with cognitive bias of what they may be. I will honestly say that Cleveland has definitely outseeded my expectations, but my expectations wasn't really much because I just wanted to be present and just get a feel for who everyone, even you guys, who everyone truly was.
Jameis, it seems the best way to beat Mahomes in a close game is to not give him the ball at the end. In your experience as a starter, forming an offense to end the game, how difficult is it to milk the clock and still go to score?
Well, it's challenging to score in this league at all, but I believe a great team effort is what allows you to be in a position to win against a great team like the Kansas City Chiefs. And obviously we know how great of a finisher Patrick is. So we have to be an even better finisher.
James, when you look at this Chiefs defense, what kind of opportunities does it present you in the pass game, and especially just with your pass catchers being able to find them in that downfield?
Well, they play a lot of match coverage. When they're in shell, they pressing and they're matching. And they play a lot of read, so their corners at times they're playing man, and then they get their eyes in the backfield. So with our ability to make plays on time and off schedule, it just shows up over and over again of them having eyes where we can kind of expose them, whether it's the scramble drill, whether it's them reading my eyes and me having quick progressions.
What have you been able to find with Jerry Jeudy that really seems you're bringing out the best player in him, and likewise, he seems to be doing the same for you?
Yeah, well, I just think Judy is a phenomenal receiver, and I think his hunger and his want for the ball and his selflessness of just wanting to block, wanting to run every route precisely, wanting to catch every pass that's thrown his way has allowed him to have a tremendous amount of success. When you are putting in the work and you are doing the discipline work and you're doing also the work that it's not even really required of your job, you're going to get those good results, and that's what he's been doing.
This was a better question for Sunday, but I didn't get the chance to ask it. But how is it that you only targeted him twice in the first half in Pittsburgh?
I believe Pittsburgh did a great job of finding ways to eliminate him throughout the course of the first half, and I believe that we did an even better job of finding ways to get him the ball in the second half. Like, that's called good defense and good adjustments.
How about Chris Jones? Just how good is he? What does he bring to the table? And I think he moves around inside and out.
Yeah, well, we know what it's like to have a superstar defensive player because I sit right by one of the best players in the NFL, so we know that Chris Jones he's gonna play his game. But I believe our offensive line has been doing a tremendous job of protecting me and just blocking and sustaining blocks. And we know that he's a high effort guy and he's a very powerful guy. So we gonna have to bring our hat and have some lead with us. And I trust my guys, especially in the interior and on the exterior, to protect me.
James, what were your biggest takeaways when you went back and watched that Pittsburgh film?
The biggest takeaway was just rhythm in terms of offense. You saw some of the penalties showing up again that were unnecessary. You saw some of the procedural things showing up that we definitely could have limited. And you just saw two teams like slugging it out. And like I said, I believe that for the Cleveland Browns to play the best version of Cleveland Browns football, we have to focus on us playing our best version of football and not what someone else is doing. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they watched us play a style of football that wasn't our best football, and they just let us play it, and it ended up letting them win.
When you end up having to throw 40-plus times a game, how tough does that make it as a quarterback? I mean, maybe you love it, but it feels like, a balanced attack might help, and you throw it a ton, and obviously opens the door for some mistakes. So is that hard for you?
Well, I think my job is to do whatever's required from the team. I think last game we did a good job of incorporating the run and finding gaps and holes in Jerome Ford and Nick Chubb, finding ways to attack the second level and getting more yards. Efficiently, I believe, like the way that I grew up knowing football, you establish the game with the running game, right? And you work things off of that. And I like playing that style of football, but I'm willing and able to play any style that I'm required to play. But obviously, I think when you're able to possess the ball for a long period of time where you have a mixture of runs and passes, it just makes the congruence of the offense just to be a little bit more effective and efficient.
Jameis, you talked about your relationship with Jerry. Just how is your relationship with him? And I guess David, too, just kind of evolved from training camp where you weren't always taking the first team rush with those guys to now where you guys obviously had a lot of chemistry and done a lot of good things.
Well, I think, man, when you have people that are hungry and want the football, you find ways to do that. Like, it's like you look at me like, oh, it's the quarterback's job to get the ball. No, it's the offensive coordinator's job. It's the quarterback coach. Like, we're all in the process of finding ways to get our most electric guys the football, and I think we do a great job of that. And obviously Jerry definitely plays his part by studying, by winning his one-on-one matchups, and by getting open. I think, like, what is a receiver's job? The receiver's job is to get open and catch the ball. And guys like Jerry and David, they get open and they catch the ball.
What would it say about you guys as you're a 3-10 football team, but if you can go out there and beat the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs, what might that do for you or say about you guys as a team?
Yeah, I mean, I believe reality says that we're a 3-10 football team, but I believe we're a good football team when the Cleveland Browns play their best version of football. And Kansas City, they have been beat, right? But they are the reigning champions, and we're gonna hold them up to that standard and give them the utmost respect. But our main focus is going out there and playing our best version of football, not really focusing on what they're doing, because obviously they're showing who they are. I think this will be a great opportunity to show what we're capable of doing, and doing that for a consistent time, 4 quarters, if 5, if 6, but just doing it for an extended period of time and finding a way to grit out a win.
Jameis, you and Dustin Hopkins go way back. It's obviously been an up and down season for him so far. Have you guys had a chance maybe just kind of have those heart-to-heart faith talk just about kind of where his career this year has been going?
Yeah, we had a great talk on Thanksgiving because it's been challenging for Dustin because his family hasn't been able to be with him because his amazing wife has been taking care of Wade and their youngest son back home. So Dustin is a family man, and I think in terms of his schedule, in terms of his preparation, he requires to have his loved ones around him. That's how he functions. So I know that has been definitely challenging him, but he also knows that the responsibility that he has in this building. So I just continue to lift him up and continue to encourage him. Hey man, like, look who you're doing it for. You are strong and courageous. You are an amazing human being. So don't focus on what you're lacking. And right now he's lacking that love and affection from his family. Just focus on what you have, man. And I know I can't give to you what your wife can give to you, but man, I love you, and I'm gonna be there for you regardless of the circumstances. All right, thank you.
Thanks, James.